All right, guys, Jeff Ryan here. I still have been having a ball with the wheelies here that my buddy Ron Tiedemann helped us out with the rear, rear wheel wells. I've been just having a ball with it. You can't tell that there is any darn difference between this blue one and any one of these. You can't. I've looked at all of them. I've looked at them real good. He did a superb job. Now the goop method, and we're talking about the last video, that's been around for a while. I believe it was from Mike Patel. In his book, he goes over that. And so I don't think he called it the goop method. I would have to check. But he gives us a way to fill in the wheel wells and other parts of the body that are missing by using this method. And I thought, why don't we create some molds? So we've got the goop method and we got the molds, and it comes out like you wouldn't believe. Now, when I talked to Ron on the phone and through texting and messaging, he says, there's the game changer right there, guys. There's the game changer. So if you have a mold and you're trying to do wheel wells or a fender, if you're trying to do like the back bumper, something, and then you have a mold and you use the goop method, it comes out this good. I mean, it's like perfectly formed to it. So it's like the new way to do it, so to speak. All right, now listen, I would love to see more people getting into using the molds and the goop method. Now here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm thinking, just for fun. Let's say you've got any car, I don't care, a Mustang or something like that, and the wheel wells are all hogged out and everything. I'd be willing to make a mold both sides for you. I would. I'd be willing to make a mold both sides for you and send it to you. If that's something you're interested in, let me know. But I want pictures, I want videos, I want to see you start the project, that type of thing. If you've got here's one, the Vet. I made molds of the Vet years and years and years ago, and I did fill in the wheel wells with Alumalite. I think I got it over here in one of these bins. Yeah, I can see it from here. Yeah. So I with the Alumalite, and you can see where it is. You see there, I filled in the back wheel wells, the bottom, I don't know, runner thing, that was gone. So the only problem, I made bumpers for it. The only problem with the Alumalite is you're gonna get that tan color. You can get Alumalite in white, add dye to it, but then you have to mix the dye perfectly to match the color that you're doing, or you have to paint it. That's why I like the goop method. Okay, so let me know if you want some molds for the goop method there. And again, I want pictures, video, whatever you can do, written, with the pictures, a little description, what you're going through, that type of stuff. All right, on to what's going on. I got a couple of restorations here. The yellow T-Bird came in last week. The tan one came in this week, and I couldn't pass up. It was like 14 bucks. I forget what, it was like 20 bucks, under 20 bucks, I think. But nothing's the matter with it except for that back screw post. Doesn't have a guy, I got a driver. Doesn't have any bumpers, I got a bumper, or a couple bumpers. So I thought for the price, why not? And I've got a number of chassis. Probably have to put some standard axles on, something like that. But I think we can get that bucker fixed up, looking good. And I thought about getting this one fixed up too. And I said, hey, I'll just replace the bumpers and whatnot. I don't think I have to. I think I can use the Molotov pens that I have, the chrome pens. There you go. There's the Molotov. And I just might be able to touch it up. I just might be able to touch up the bumpers. So instead of taking those off, I might use those for here. And I got the driver and everything. And the Dune Buggy, I can't wait to get into that. It looks nasty. My buddy Mark from Ontario had that sent to me, and I've got a chassis ready to go there for it. So we're gonna have some fun, guys. All right, I'm getting ready to dive into the Dune Buggy here. It just looks filthy. You can tell it has some decals on it. I don't know, on the hood there, it may have been a sticker or something. Let's see if we can get that off. We have a windshield missing, the head's missing, chassis obviously missing. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot to get a couple of screws, and I gotta get a guide pen. So I've got everything here to get this thing looking better. Let me get the guide pen, the screws, and I'm gonna take that to the sink here in just a bit. I want to wash it up, get it clean, everything. We don't have to, again, do anything with the chassis. That's just ready to go right there. All right, very good. I got the guide pen, a couple of screws there, and I did, while I was over at the bin there, I had For the knobby tires, I know that these have the ribbed tires on them right now, and they work good. But if I'm not mistaken, didn't the Dune Buggy have the knobby tires on them? Or maybe they had both. I'm not sure. You know, and one thing, and you guys see I've got the roll bar out. I've heard some people say that, hey, listen, the Dune Buggy never had a roll bar. Bull hockey. I've seen a picture of one mint on the card in Bob Beer's book. And if you haven't got Bob Beer's book, please do. It's an amazing reference. Bob went over the top with that book. So again, I've heard people say, hey, listen, roll bar doesn't go on there. Well, I've got a picture of one, or Bob's got a picture of one mint on the card. So that's nonsense. If you want to put a roll bar on your Dune Buggy, go right ahead. I've got this toothbrush here. Again, I've had this for as long as my kid. This is probably my kids' toothbrush when they were babies. It is so soft, but it's not going to scratch anything when I run the body under the warm water. And the soap that I use is whatever my wife has, like the Palmolive or whatever. Just a little bit of that, and we should have it cleaned up here in just a bit. Just coming back from the sink, it is still sopping wet. One thing I always tell everybody, as far as if you've washed them, you see how there's water in the screw post. You got to take a little paper towel and twist it real tight and wick it out. You don't want to put a screw in there, rust, and then you go to take it out and now bust the screw post. So always wick that out. Let me get this thing dried off and we'll see what it looks like. All right, very good. I got it dried off. Looks pretty good. It got the screw post wicked out there. Even the driver's head there and the holes where the windshield's going to go, make sure they're dry, guys. Make sure they're dry. So what I got to do now is, you see the back there, where the roll bar should go. This Dune Buggy obviously had a roof on it because those holes are filled in like that. You know, they filled them in and it looks like it broke off. That's probably where the windshield went as well. So I got to drill those out. I've got a hand drill here that I use, and I've got a couple of smaller bits that I can use for it. I'm going to go ahead and get after that right now. Very quickly, to know what size bit I need, I use my calipers here on the stem that's going to go into the Dune Buggy body, and it says it's 0.9 millimeters. So I'm going to match it up with the drill bits I have over there, then it should come out just right. Just got the little residuals drilled out there, and you can see the holes that we made. Now, I always like trying to dry fit things before I glue them in place. Now, they'll tell you that this roll bar here is like a stretch and fit, so to speak. So you put it in one of the holes, and then you kind of stretch it to the other one, and you'll feel when you do it, it fits snug. It fits snug. So it just doesn't slide down in there. You stretch it a little bit, and that tension should hold it in. Yes, I'm going to glue it. After getting the roll bar in, I wanted to see if the head fit and the windshield, and absolutely superb. That's one of my heads. I can tell. That's one of my heads. Okay, so everything's dry fit, and I'm still not happy where the residual is, where that decal was right there. The glue stuff, that came off, but the residual there, I'm going to take all this stuff off. I'm going to go back to the sink, and I'm going to see if I can get that off. Maybe I'll have to use like the, what's that stuff called? Oh, I know I've got it up here. Yeah, what is this? Goo Gone. I actually saw Goo Gone on there. I tell you what, that is very powerful smelling. Or a solvent, a good solvent, you know, the alcohol prep pads or something like that. I might use that on there. But let me just go ahead and take it to the sink. Take all this stuff off first, get it to the sink, and see if with just warm water, see what'll happen. There you go, look at that. Off the front of that hood, the residuals are gone there. Since I had the alcohol prep pad in my hand, I just used it right away. It came right off. I didn't have to use the warm water. However, I did, after I used the alcohol prep pad, I rinsed it off with some warm water just to make sure there's no residuals of the alcohol drying it out. Now, I'm going to use some VRP, vinyl rubber plastic, made by the chemical guys. I put it on here, I slather it on, and then I just wait, 10-15 minutes, and then I go ahead and take it off and buff it out. I use a paper towel like I got over there to apply it. I don't like touching this stuff with my hands, any chemicals like that. Now the caveat, the caution is, and guys have told me this, if you put the VRP, vinyl rubber plastic, on a slot car that has, let's say, paint on it, not just these silver accents that Aurora put on, but like some of the AFX stuff, they say that the vinyl rubber plastic kind of gets it off, kind of gets the paint off the plastic. So my caution is it's vinyl rubber plastic. It's not vinyl rubber plastic paint. It's vinyl rubber plastic. So be sparing if you do use it on a slot car body that's got a lot of paint. Be mindful, be aware of that, okay? So I'm just gonna splooge a little bit on, rub it in, and let it set for a bit. All right, that's what it looks like when it's all splooged on and rubbed in. What I gotta do now is I just gotta go ahead and let it just set for a bit, 10, 15 minutes, and then I'm gonna wipe it off with a paper towel and buff it out. Oh my God, look at this. Look at that shine. Look at that shine. I almost have to put the sunglasses on. That VRP is something else. And it only takes a second to buff it out. It just looks like it's factory fresh right now. Okay, time to get the windshield in, the head in, and the roll bar in. Look at that. You know what? Look at that. Shines and everything looks like it's just perfect. You know, I mean, perfect. Oh, and one thing, I've heard this from a viewer. He goes, oh, well, if you polish them, it devalues it. I contradict that. Reason being is if it looks like crap on eBay and it looks like a turd, it's going to sell like a turd. If you have this one up on eBay as is polished, it's going to sell. And anybody, again, tries to tell you polishing devalues it, it's my toy. I can do what I want with my toys. I want my toys to look good. You know what? Let's get this on the chassis, and if we need to swap the tires out, I will. What was funny is when I was getting the tires out, I was plopping them down, and they kind of sound like they might be too hard, but we'll find out. Just got the body on the chassis. God, that looks so good. That looks absolutely wonderful, doesn't it? Man, I mean, just look at it. We went from like a junk piece of plastic to a fully functioning, absolutely wonderful looking slot car. I got the transformer on. Up here, unless we got something there. No, there it goes. There we go. That looks nice. That looks nice. I'm gonna try the knobby tires. I got the rib tires on there right now. I'm gonna try the knobby tires. They might work better or not, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think they came with the knobby tires. They maybe came with both. I'm not sure. Tell you what, I do like the way that the knobby tires look on there. I really do. The rib tires a little bit thinner. Nothing bad with them. Oh boy, you hear it? You hear it spinning? Look at that. I think we're gonna go back to the rib tires. That's too funny. Maybe if I sanded them, but again, when I was plopping them down, they sounded more like plastic than they did rubber. You know what? So I'm gonna go back to the rib tires real quick. I really do like the rib tires. They have got a great look to them. Plus, as far as these, they work better than the knobby ones. They work a whole lot better than knobby ones. Boy, it looks good. And I love the shine when the light reflects upon it. That's one of the biggest reasons I like the chrome bodies. They just look so good. They look so good. All right, guys, on to the next project. All right, guys, we're going to jump on to the next project, and like I've said it many times before, in between takes, I just have fun racing them. I really do. I have a ball. When I'm running around the track, I love to see the way they look. That just came out good. Now we got the T-Birds up here. I was considering kind of dressing out the gray, dressing out the tan T-Bird with everything here, but I'd be quite frank, I am sick and tired of looking at all the decals on this. And what is that? I just realized, a top hat? Really? Okay, and I don't know what those little things are on the side there. I've seen that one a bunch of times. So let me do this. I'm going to take the body off the chassis, and I'm going to see if we can clean this one up. All right, very good. I got the body off the chassis there, and I tell you what, I touched the chassis to the transformer a number of times with all that verdigris there, the green corrosion. It's not turning over whatsoever. I don't know what's going on with it exactly other than that. Everything seems like it articulates and moves. I just don't know why it isn't working. Okay, I've got my toothbrush back out, and I'm going to take this to the sink. We're going to get that looking a whole lot better. All right, guys, at the sink here, I was just getting ready to start the water and get nice and warm. My caution here is because there's small parts here. Always have like a screen catcher in your drain, something that'll catch, if the head falls off, a bumper falls off, going down the drain, that's no fun, especially with hot water. If you got something that was glued on or glued in, that warm water can loosen it up. So just use that screen catcher. It's a lifesaver, guys. All right, it is not completely dry, but it looks a whole lot better. I'm gonna still dry it off a little bit more, but just running out of that warm water, my thumbnail and that toothbrush, it looks fantastic. Let me go ahead and dry it off a little bit more. I'm gonna wick out the, oh, I didn't realize I kept the back screw post in. So let me get that front screw post wicked out. Was just kind of buffing out with my shirt a little bit. The shine on it's real good. Shine on's real good. So I still have to drill the holes out for the windshield to get that new windshield in there. The little tabs on it, I've got to do that. So let me go ahead and get my hand drill and get those cleaned out. Okay, I've got the holes drilled out for the windshield. Next thing I'm gonna do is dry fit it, and then I'm gonna go ahead and glue it in place. And the adhesive I use, it's the Scotch Maximum Strength Adhesive. You need just a little bit of it. I'm going to use a toothpick to apply it. Should only take a sec. So I don't mess with it. I literally have to put it down. I don't want to touch it. I know myself. I don't want to touch it. I just got to let it sit over there and dry. Next, I really want to jump into this chassis. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to set this aside. First thing I want to do is just take it apart and just see what we're up against. Because again, I touch it to the transformer, nothing, absolutely nothing. Okay, I just took the engine off, and you see that brush on the left there? It looks like it's, I know, filthy, but it looks like it's down so far. It may have been stuck, so to speak. It may have been stuck and not pushing on the bottom of the com plate, and that looks filthy. We're gonna have to get a wire brush on that. So let me do this. I'm gonna take it about a little bit further and see if that's the case. Okay, everything looks good as far as it would function, but it just has so much corrosion on it. So I've got the Brasso out, and with Brasso, I know it says that one of the first things you do, shake it really good. I've got just a little bit in the bottle there, that's why it's upside down. I've been shaking it for a little while. So the whole chassis body, the shoes, probably the engine clamp, they're all gonna go on the Brasso. We're gonna get cleaned up real good. Okay, good. I got everything in the cup there. The Brasso is ready. I shook it plenty. I know I shook it plenty. And what's interesting about the Brasso, after it's been on for a little bit, I mean, just a couple minutes, the Brasso starts turning like the bluish green, like the verdigris on there. All right, so let me get this covered. I know, it looks like a globby mess, doesn't it? I'm just gonna let it sit in there and let it do its thing for a little bit, then I'll come back and rinse everything off. Boy, I can see more blue in there in that Brasso, you know what? While that is doing its stuff, I'm going to take the wire Dremel that I have here, and this is for everybody that cringes while I do that. I'm going to take it to the bottom of the com plate. I did have a comment recently. The guy says, well, you're going to destroy the com plate. No, actually, guys, I'm not. I've had 40 years of 100% success. 40 years, 100% success. This is tri-laminate. You know what that is? You know what the quadrilaminate is? That's 4. This is 3. This is like Formica, okay? This is like Formica, and I've never, ever, 40 years doing just this, ruined an armature whatsoever. I will say this, it's the quickest way I've ever been able to clean them. I don't know that anybody can do it any better or any quicker. I really don't. I really don't. Just look at that. Absolutely wonderful. What did it take? A couple seconds? You know what? I was just setting it down. Got a Christmas tree armature. Very good. Very good. Okay, now, God, look at that. Look at it. Everything in there's blue. You know, everything in there's blue. Let me take this to the sink, rinse it off. Be right back. What an amazing difference that Brasso does. Look at that. I see the copper. I see the copper. Hallelujah. You know, I see the copper. Now, I know there's a lot of guys out there saying right now, Tarnex, don't use Tarnex. Tarnex works great, guys. Tarnex works very, very, very good on getting the copper to look like copper, but it doesn't do so good if you've got the verdigris. When you have that, go for the Brasso. You're going to save yourself some time. Okay, I'm going to polish everything up with the wire Dremel that I've got here, and I'm going to go ahead and start some reassembly right after that. Like brand new, like factory fresh right there, guys. Just took a little bit of that sanding from that wire wheel. God, boy, it comes out so good. The only thing I haven't cleaned are the brushes, and I said this before, you just take them with your finger there on a flat surface, piece of paper, you know, that type of thing. It gets the oil off and it gets the excess carbon off, and it's just the easiest thing to do in the world. Now, what's funny, I thought this just a second ago, we still don't know if this chassis is going to work. It didn't work coming in. We'll see if it works as I get it reassembled. Just got the clamp on there. One thing I do like to do, I've expressed this in a number of videos, is I oil as I go along. I oil, and it's time to test it. It is time to test it. I can't believe, oh, Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to swear. Ah, there we go. There we go. Wow. When's the last time this thing ran this well? You know what I mean? Wow. And it's warming up a little bit. I can't wait to get the body on the chassis. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, it's picking up speed too. Getting warmed up. Very good. All right, well, that's good. It runs. There you go. Look at that. I don't think I'm done with it, but at least we got it this far. I still want to touch up the front and back bumper with the Molotov. I know I can't do it today. My time is running thin as far as what I got left to do today. And it just looks wonderful. It looks wonderful. Yes, we'll touch up. And his hair, too. You know what? Kind of bald in front, kind of bald in back. I just like to have it, you know, with a full head of hair, unlike myself. Maiden voyage. Look at that. Look at that. Inside track. Loving it. Okay, it's got some good pickup to it, doesn't it? Yeah, it's smooth. And when I say it's smooth, I always refer to, do the tires need to be sanded? Are they wonky a little bit? You know what I mean? Let's see what it looks like on the big track here. So if it's like jumping on the track and doing things you don't want to do, I always address the tires that way. That's what I mean by, is it smooth when it runs? This is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at that thing, guys. Wow. Well, one morning of just playing with slot cars, I got two beautiful slot cars right now. Unreal. Guys, in the video description, it's the eBay. Remember everything that was sitting over here? All that stuff has been packaged up and it's on eBay right now as I'm making this video. There's everything in the box. It's just ready to go. Absolutely ready to go. So if you want to check it out, my a link to it should be up in the description. And if you have any questions, you can always email me. My email should be up on the screen as well. So my challenge this week is if you want to repair a slot car with like wheel wells or something, get with me, tell me, I'll get you some molds. I'll get you some molds, but you gotta take pictures, videos, and you gotta show me how it comes out. Another challenge I got is I want you guys to use the wire Dremel. There's a few guys that have taken my advice and started using it over the years. You don't look back once you use it. Let me know what you think if you do use it. I tell you what, before I end off, we do have some cool projects coming up. Boy, those come out good. Keep in mind about the molds for the wheel wells, the trunk, or the hood, wherever you need. My mom's charger, I can't wait to get to that. I can't wait to pay homage. Pardon me. The vibrator here, you guys may have seen it in the other shots, but that's from my buddy Scott. He asked me to see if I could get the chassis going better for him. And I said, you know, sure, send it to me. He sent it to me, and it's missing the push rod. So I got a couple of push rods ordered from Rather Boring on eBay. And I also said, I asked Scott before I did, I said, do you mind if I order you a windshield? He said, of course not. So I've got that coming for him. We're going to fix that up. I plan on getting to this next week. And again, I got to scrounge up the chassis and make it work for there. So I had a ball today, guys, an absolute ball. If you need anything, let me know. I'm here to help you. My email, again, should be on the screen there. I'm very approachable. Just let me know what you need. I will do my very, very, very best to help you. All right, guys, I had a blast this weekend. Take care.